Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand a profound principle today. A principle that separates those who live in the shadows of temporary applause from those who build legacies that stand the test of time. Life is not about broadcasting every move you make, nor is it about seeking validation for every small achievement. True greatness, true success is born in silence, cultivated in discipline, and manifested in results. When you allow your work to remain private, when you focus on excellence rather than attention, you create a life of purpose, impact, and lasting influence. Your success will shine, not because you shouted it from the rooftops, but because the world cannot help but recognize the results of your dedication, your vision, and your relentless commitment to excellence. There is a profound principle in life that many people fail to understand, a principle that determines the difference between temporary achievement and lasting impact. It is the principle of silent preparation, the idea that the work you do in private, away from the eyes of the world, carries more weight and significance than the work you perform under constant observation. Most people are conditioned to seek immediate validation, to crave acknowledgement for every effort they make, and to believe that the louder they proclaim their intentions, the greater their chance of success. But this is a dangerous illusion, a subtle trap that keeps them enslaved to the opinions of others and limits their potential. True success is not built on applause or recognition. It is built in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when you are refining your skills, expanding your knowledge, and strengthening your character. It is in these moments that the foundation of greatness is laid. The world only sees the result, but it is the unseen preparation, the countless hours of dedication, and the sacrifices made in silence that produce results worthy of admiration. This requires discipline, because it is not easy to resist the temptation of praise or the allure of showing off accomplishments. It requires wisdom, because it is tempting to reveal your plans too soon, to seek validation prematurely, or to assume that recognition equates to achievement. But the truth is, work performed in privacy develops resilience, perseverance, and mastery. You are free to experiment, to fail, and to learn without fear of judgment. You can develop a vision fully, shape it carefully, and refine it until it is powerful enough to create a meaningful impact. When you work in private, you are not distracted by external pressures, the need to impress, or the fear of criticism. Instead, you can concentrate fully on excellence, on growth, and on understanding the principles that govern your field, your craft, or your life purpose. This principle is not just about hiding your work. It is about cultivating an inner discipline and integrity that cannot be shaken by external opinions. It teaches patience, for the greatest outcomes do not come instantly, and it teaches humility, because it reminds you that your value is not determined by how many people notice what you are doing, but by the quality, depth, and impact of your work. Silent preparation is a mindset, a conscious choice to prioritize long-term success over short-term applause, to build something that will last rather than something that is temporary. Those who embrace this principle understand that life rewards the diligent, the consistent, and the focused. Even when the world does not immediately recognize their effort, they understand that success is not a spectacle, but a result of mastery, and that the journey toward greatness is often unseen, unnoticed, and uncelebrated until the results finally emerge. By keeping your work private, you protect it from the distractions of opinion, envy, and interference, allowing it to grow stronger, sharper, and more resilient. You are free to think deeply, to experiment boldly, and to push beyond limits without anyone questioning your motives or doubting your ability. In the silence of preparation, you discover your strengths, confront your weaknesses, and unlock the potential that lies dormant within you. Your confidence grows not because others tell you that you are capable, but because you have seen yourself overcome challenges, master skills, and achieve what you once thought impossible. And when the time comes for your work to be revealed, it will shine so brightly that there is no need for explanation, no need for justification, and no need for self-promotion. The results themselves will speak powerfully and persuasively, commanding attention, inspiring respect, and leaving a legacy that endures. Those who rush to display their work prematurely often fail to achieve this level of impact because their efforts are incomplete, their vision unrefined, and their influence diluted by the need for validation. The power of silent preparation is the power of patience, focus, and strategic wisdom. It teaches you to be intentional with your energy, careful with your plans, and thoughtful about the impression you leave on the world. In the quiet of preparation, you gain clarity, develop mastery, and cultivate the strength to navigate obstacles, challenges, and setbacks. The work you do in private is an investment, not in immediate recognition, but in the future impact, influence, and success you desire. It allows you to grow authentically, lead confidently, and achieve results that are meaningful, lasting, and transformative. True leaders, innovators, and achievers understand this principle deeply. They do not seek attention for the sake of attention. They understand that the journey to success is often hidden from view, that the most valuable work is performed without fanfare, and that the ultimate reward comes when your excellence is undeniable and your influence unmistakable. Every great accomplishment in history, every meaningful innovation, every life-changing contribution began with someone dedicating themselves to work in private, focusing on growth, and resisting the urge to seek external approval. This is not a call for secrecy for its own sake, but a call for discipline, wisdom, and strategic thinking. It is a reminder that the world may not immediately recognize your effort, but if you remain committed, patient, and focused, your work will ultimately shine with a brilliance that cannot be ignored or diminished. By embracing the power of silent preparation, you cultivate resilience, sharpen your abilities, and create an impact that extends far beyond temporary recognition. You learn the art of patience, the importance of self-discipline, and the value of humility. You position yourself to achieve not just success, but significance, and to leave a legacy that others will admire, study, and follow long after your immediate efforts are complete. In essence, silent preparation is the secret behind every great life, every enduring achievement, and every meaningful contribution to society. It is the difference between being admired for fleeting moments and being respected for a lifetime of excellence. By focusing on what truly matters, prioritizing quality over attention, and cultivating the strength to work diligently without immediate recognition, you set yourself on a path to greatness that is sustainable, fulfilling, and impactful, allowing your success to shine brilliantly while your work remains rooted in purpose, integrity, and excellence. True success is not measured by the applause of others, by the number of people who notice you, or by the superficial recognition that comes and goes with time. It is measured by your ability to develop mastery, to refine your skills, and to become exceptional at what you do. The world is full of people chasing attention, seeking validation, and measuring their worth by likes, comments, or fleeting praise. They mistake recognition for achievement and approval for excellence, but recognition is temporary, external, and often unreliable, while mastery is enduring, internal, and transformative. Mastery requires commitment, discipline, and a willingness to endure the unseen struggle, the countless hours of practice, the moments of doubt, and the patience to grow beyond immediate results. It is a journey that demands focus, clarity, and the ability to resist the temptation of shortcuts or the need to prove yourself to others. When you focus on mastery, you invest in yourself, in your skills, in your understanding, and in your capacity to make a meaningful impact. You are not distracted by opinions, comparisons, or the fear of judgment because your energy is devoted to growth, excellence, and intentional development. Mastery does not seek attention, it earns it naturally. When you are committed to excellence, others will notice, not because you shouted your achievements from the rooftops, but because your results will reflect depth, precision, and authority. You learn to value quality over quantity, depth over breadth, and substance over style. Those who focus on recognition often settle for mediocrity, chasing what is visible and measurable to the outside world, while neglecting the internal growth and refinement necessary for true success. But those who prioritize mastery understand that the unseen work, the effort invested in learning, practicing and improving, is far more valuable than external validation. Mastery requires patience because growth cannot be rushed. It demands consistency because skill is developed over time. And it requires humility because true mastery acknowledges that there is always more to learn, always room to improve, and always potential yet untapped. The pursuit of mastery teaches resilience, perseverance, and self-reliance. It trains you to overcome challenges without relying on external recognition or approval, to trust your own judgment, and to value your own progress. As you focus on mastery, you cultivate confidence that is not dependent on others' opinions because you know the effort, discipline, and intentionality behind your work. You become someone who creates value, contributes meaningfully, and commands respect naturally, because mastery cannot be faked, bought, or borrowed. It must be earned through dedication, focus, and intentional effort. By prioritizing mastery over recognition, you set yourself apart from the crowd of those chasing fleeting approval and place yourself in the company of those who leave lasting impact, influence, and legacy. You learn the power of quiet excellence, the strength of preparation, and the value of depth. And you begin to understand that when mastery becomes your focus, recognition becomes a byproduct, not a goal. Your results, your influence, and the quality of your contributions will speak for themselves, creating opportunities, opening doors, and inspiring others without the need for self-promotion or validation. The principle of focusing on mastery teaches you to invest in your capabilities, to strengthen your foundation, and to cultivate wisdom and skill that endure long after external recognition fades. It allows you to become a person of substance, whose work reflects not the desire for applause, but the commitment to excellence, the pursuit of knowledge, and the dedication to leaving a meaningful mark in your field, community, and the lives of others. In the quiet pursuit of mastery, you discover the depth of your potential, the power of discipline, and the satisfaction that comes from knowing your work is intentional, refined, and purposeful. You learn to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, to approach failures as lessons, and to value the process of improvement over the temporary pleasure of recognition. Focusing on mastery cultivates resilience, wisdom, and the capacity to create results that endure, influence, and inspire, allowing your success to shine naturally without the need to display it prematurely or seek validation from the world. There is a timeless principle in life that those who achieve greatness understand deeply: the idea that results speak louder than words. Many people are quick to talk about their dreams, announce their intentions, and share their plans with everyone they meet, believing that by verbalizing their ambitions, they are somehow advancing toward them. Yet words alone, no matter how passionate, eloquent, or persuasive, hold little value without action, without results, without tangible outcomes that demonstrate the depth of effort and commitment behind them. Words can inspire for a moment, attract attention, and generate interest, but it is results that command respect, influence, and enduring recognition. To speak of success without delivering results is to promise without producing, to build anticipation without fulfillment, and to occupy space without creating impact. The wise understand that the world will judge you not by what you say, but by what you do, by the tangible evidence of your dedication, skill, and perseverance. Results are a language of truth that requires no translation, explanation, or defense. They communicate the reality of your work in a way that words never can. When your actions produce measurable, observable, and meaningful outcomes, they carry authority, credibility, and influence that words alone could never achieve. Those who rely solely on words often find themselves trapped in cycles of expectation, disappointment, and unfulfilled potential. Because talking about achievement does not create achievement. True success demands discipline, consistency, and a commitment to action. It requires turning ideas into plans, plans into steps, and steps into results that are undeniable and impactful. Letting results speak louder than words also protects your work from unnecessary scrutiny, criticism, and distraction. When you focus on producing outcomes rather than announcing intentions, you create space for growth, learning, and improvement without the interference of others' opinions or judgments. Every great leader, innovator, and achiever understands this principle. The work they perform in private, the effort invested in refining their skills, and the dedication to excellence will ultimately manifest as results that cannot be ignored or diminished. Results carry weight because they are evidence of perseverance, strategy, and commitment, and they leave an impression that words alone cannot achieve. The more you allow your results to define your story, the less dependent you become on validation, praise, or external approval. You build confidence from tangible achievements, not from fleeting compliments, and you cultivate influence that is earned, not requested. Results are persuasive. They command attention naturally, inspire respect, and create opportunities that mere words cannot generate. When you focus on producing results in silence, your actions create a momentum that draws people toward you, not because you demand recognition, but because the outcomes of your work are powerful, impactful, and undeniable. This principle teaches humility because it reminds you that your efforts are meant to serve a greater purpose, not to feed ego or vanity. It teaches patience because the most meaningful results often take time to manifest, requiring persistence, resilience, and the ability to navigate challenges without immediate acknowledgement. By letting results speak louder than words, you align your life with principles of integrity, purpose, and strategic thinking. You demonstrate that true success is not in self-promotion, but in the value, impact, and effectiveness of your contributions. The focus shifts from seeking applause to producing excellence, from telling others what you, to showing them through undeniable achievements. Every accomplishment, every milestone, and every legacy is built on this foundation: action over talk, substance over appearance, and results over rhetoric. By embracing this principle, you position yourself to achieve not just temporary recognition, but lasting influence, creating a life and a career that reflect mastery, dedication, and meaningful impact, allowing your success to shine clearly, powerfully, and authentically without the need for constant explanation, justification, or display. True success in life is not merely about personal achievement, wealth, or recognition. It is about building a legacy that endures beyond your lifetime. Many people live their lives focused solely on immediate rewards, on fleeting accomplishments, or on temporary praise, failing to recognize that the most profound measure of success is the impact you leave on others and the world around you. A legacy is not something you announce or advertise. It is something you cultivate silently through consistent effort, intentional actions, and a commitment to excellence that transcends the present moment. It is the sum total of your influence, the depth of your character, and the meaningful contributions you make to the lives of others, your community, and society as a whole. Building a legacy requires vision, foresight, and the ability to think beyond your own lifetime, to understand that the work you do today can create opportunities, inspire growth, and shape the future long after you are gone. Those who focus on short-term recognition often overlook the long-term impact of their choices, while those who build a lasting legacy understand that every decision, every action, and every investment of time and energy matters. A legacy is the result of disciplined, consistent, and purposeful living. It is formed by the work you do in private, the principles you uphold when no one is watching, and the values you embody through your character, integrity, and dedication to excellence. When you commit to building a legacy, your focus shifts from self-centered ambition to purpose-driven influence. You begin to measure success not by what you gain, but by what you give, not by the applause you receive, but by the transformation you create in the lives of others. A lasting legacy is built on relationships, mentorship, innovation, and the ability to empower those who will follow after you. It is the understanding that life's greatest reward is not the accumulation of material possessions or accolades, but the ability to shape minds, inspire hearts, and create systems, structures, and opportunities that endure. To build a legacy, you must prioritize impact over recognition, substance over appearance, and contribution over self-promotion. You must be willing to work diligently, often in silence, knowing that the full effect of your efforts may not be visible immediately, but will unfold over time in ways that are profound, transformative, and far-reaching. Legacy is also about teaching, guiding, and equipping others to continue what you have begun, creating a ripple effect that multiplies your influence exponentially. It is about planting seeds of knowledge, wisdom, and character in fertile ground so that future generations can thrive, innovate, and lead. Every decision you make, every standard you uphold, and every value you live by contributes to the architecture of your legacy. The work you perform privately, the discipline you cultivate, and the excellence you strive for become the foundation upon which others can build, learn, and grow. Those who understand the principle of legacy know that life is not merely about personal gain, but about eternal impact, about creating significance that outlives temporary circumstances and fleeting trends. A true legacy is a reflection of a life well lived, a vision executed with purpose, and a commitment to principles that withstand the tests of time, culture, and change. By focusing on building a lasting legacy, you create a life of meaning, influence, and power that cannot be diminished by criticism, overlooked by society, or erased by time. You understand that your work in private, your dedication to excellence, and your commitment to values and purpose are the seeds that, when nurtured consistently, grow into a towering influence that inspires, empowers, and transforms generations. Building a legacy is the highest expression of success because it transcends the limitations of the individual, the fleeting nature of recognition, and the impermanence of worldly achievements, allowing your life and your work to shine long after you have finished your journey in the pursuit of true success. One of the most overlooked principles is the discipline of patience and timing. Many people desire immediate results, instant recognition, and quick validation for their efforts, but life does not operate on the schedule of impulse or impatience. Every significant achievement, every meaningful contribution, and every lasting impact requires the ability to wait for the right moment, to act with precision, and to exercise discernment in how and when you reveal your work. Patience is not passivity. It is not sitting idly and hoping for success to arrive. Patience is an active state of preparation, growth, and strategic focus, understanding that rushing ahead without proper readiness often leads to failure, misjudgment, or squandered opportunities. Timing is equally critical because even the most brilliant work, if revealed too soon or at the wrong moment, may be misunderstood, undervalued, or dismissed entirely. Those who succeed understand that there is a season for everything, a right moment to act, and a proper time to let your efforts shine. They cultivate discipline by dedicating themselves to continuous improvement, learning, and refinement in the privacy of preparation without the pressure of external expectations or the distraction of immediate recognition. Patience teaches resilience because it allows you to endure setbacks, challenges, and delays without losing focus or becoming discouraged. It teaches wisdom because it encourages you to evaluate the right moment to act, speak, or reveal your work in a way that maximizes impact and influence. The discipline of patience and timing also protects the integrity of your work, allowing it to develop fully, reach its potential, and have the effect it was designed to achieve. Acting prematurely often exposes flaws, invites criticism, and diminishes the value of your work, whereas careful timing ensures that your efforts are received, appreciated, and respected at their highest potential. In life, those who learn to wait, to prepare, and to act with intentionality cultivate power, influence, and respect that others cannot achieve by rushing, boasting, or seeking immediate attention. Patience allows you to focus on mastery, to deepen understanding, and to strengthen the foundations of your success while others waste energy chasing recognition and instant gratification. Timing allows you to align your efforts with opportunity, creating a convergence of preparation, readiness, and moment. that magnifies results, increases impact, and enhances credibility. The combination of patience and timing is a strategic advantage, a discipline that distinguishes those who achieve enduring success from those who experience only fleeting or superficial accomplishments. By mastering this discipline, you not only ensure that your work reaches its fullest potential, but also that your success shines in a way that is undeniable, respected, and influential. Patience teaches you humility, restraint, and the value of delayed gratification, while timing teaches discernment, wisdom, and the power of strategic action. Together, they allow you to navigate life with purpose, focus, and clarity, producing results that speak louder than words, influence that extends beyond the immediate moment, and a legacy that endures across generations. The discipline of patience and timing is essential because success is never solely about effort. It is about knowing when to act, when to reveal, and when to allow your work to shine, ensuring that the impact you create is powerful, meaningful, and lasting, allowing your life and your accomplishments to radiate in a way that honors your purpose, your preparation, and your commitment to excellence. One of the most critical, yet often overlooked principles of success is the ability to protect your work from distraction, interference, and unnecessary exposure. Many people fail to recognize that the environment in which you operate, the people you allow into your space, and the opinions you entertain can all influence, dilute, or even sabotage the value of your efforts. Distractions come in many forms: social pressures, unsolicited advice, criticism, envy, or the desire for validation. And if not managed wisely, they can divert your focus, weaken your discipline, and compromise the quality of your work. Protecting your work requires intentionality, discernment, and the courage to create boundaries that preserve the integrity of your efforts. It requires understanding that not everyone is equipped to appreciate, support, or respect the work you are doing, and that premature disclosure or sharing of your plans can lead to misunderstanding, sabotage, or dilution of your vision. Those who achieve greatness understand that privacy is secrecy for secrecy's sake, but a strategic tool for focus, clarity, and protection. When you keep your work protected, you are free to explore ideas, make mistakes, learn, and innovate without fear of judgment or interference. This freedom allows creativity to flourish, insight to deepen, and strategy to mature. Protecting your work also requires discipline in your own habits, ensuring that you do not allow distractions of the mind, such as doubt, fear, or the temptation to seek approval, to interfere with progress. The ability to maintain focus and shield your efforts from interference is what separates those who accomplish extraordinary results from those who merely attempt and falter. Strategic protection involves surrounding yourself with the right environment, mentors, and supporters who add value rather than create chaos, and being deliberate about the input you accept and the interactions you allow. It also involves prioritizing your time, energy, and attention, recognizing that both are limited resources that must be directed toward growth, excellence, and purposeful action. When your work is protected, it develops with the care, depth, and precision necessary to achieve greatness, and it emerges ready to make the impact it was designed to have. Those who fail to protect their work often fall prey to distractions that dilute effort, weaken resolve, and compromise potential. By contrast, those who maintain focus, establish boundaries, and shield their work from unnecessary interference create an environment where excellence thrives, innovation flourishes, and results are maximized. Protecting your work teaches self-discipline, strategic thinking, and long-term vision. It reminds you that your efforts are precious, that your purpose is significant, and that the integrity of your work is paramount. In doing so, you preserve the power of your ideas, the quality, thank you of your output, and the influence of your efforts, ensuring that when the time comes to reveal your work, it shines with clarity, impact, and undeniable excellence. The discipline of protection allows your success to manifest fully, undiminished by external pressures, criticism, or distractions, and ensures that the legacy you leave is not compromised by careless exposure, weak preparation, or lack of focus. By guarding your work carefully, you create the conditions for your life and accomplishments to radiate powerfully, authentically, and enduringly, allowing your success to shine brilliantly, while the effort, strategy, and mastery behind it remain secure, cultivated, and fully realized.